Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. I am so excited about today's video recipe. I've partnered with Fleischmann's RapidRise yeast, and I'll be sharing with you guys my savory bacon, cheddar, and garlic cinnamon rolls. And these are so good. There's so much flavor packed into every single bite, and you guys know how much I love to bake from scratch on my channel because nothing beats the flavor of homemade. And with Fleischmann's 150 years of experience, you can make quality yeast recipes that you are proud to share. So I'm gonna start things off with my yeast dough, and then we're gonna make the filling, and we're gonna finish these rolls off with a really incredible garlic and herb butter. And I'm going to start this recipe off with the yeast dough. So into a large mixing bowl, I'm going to place the first 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'll add in a 1/3 cup of white granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and for today's recipe, I'll be using 2 packets of Fleischmann's RapidRise yeast. It's about 4½ teaspoons. I'm going to add the yeast to my dry ingredients and then grab a whisk and just stir all that together. I have my dry ingredients all done. I'm gonna set these aside for now and switch gears and talk about the water. So when you're making yeast dough, the water temperature is really crucial. It needs to be between 120 and 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise, if it's too hot, it's just going to kill the yeast, and we don't want that. So today I'm using 1.5 cups of water, and to the water, I'm going to be adding in 6 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to take this water over to the microwave and heat it in 15-second intervals, checking with my thermometer until the water reaches at least 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I just took this out of the microwave and my water is holding steady at 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Now the butter might not melt completely, and that's totally okay. And I'll also add in 1 large egg. And grab a whisk and mix this all together. And now I can add the rest of my flour. I have an additional 3 cups of flour. I'm gonna add about 1 cup at a time and give it a good mix after each addition. And my dough is coming together nicely. I'm going to lightly flour my work surface and then knead the dough for a couple minutes until it's elastic and smooth. And that's the secret to making really great cinnamon rolls, is starting with a really good yeast dough. All right, my dough is all done. I'm going to place it into a clean mixing bowl, cover it with a towel, and set it aside to rise. And with Fleischmann's RapidRise yeast, it only needs 10 minutes of rising time. So I'm gonna get started on my filling right away. And the first step to making this incredible savory filling is to render the bacon slices. I'm gonna render 5 slices of smoked bacon. I want it to be nice and crispy. And this bacon looks so good. I'm going to remove it onto a tray lined with paper towels to absorb any excess oil. And once the bacon slices cool, just grab a knife and chop them into small bits. And I'm going to place my bacon bits into a large mixing bowl and bring together the filling. And next I'm going to add in 3 diced green onions, 2 cups of grated cheddar cheese, 1 cup of parmesan cheese, 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, 4 pressed garlic cloves. These are going to add so much great flavor, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of dried basil. Season this with a pinch of salt and add some ground black pepper. And then I'll grab a large spoon and then toss this all together. And while I was making my filling, my dough has risen beautifully. I'm just going to punch it down and then turn it out onto a lightly floured work surface. And give this a knead for about 30 seconds. And whenever you're making yeast dough at home, make sure to check the expiration date on the package. Oftentimes, expired yeast is the reason your dough isn't rising in the first place. And I'm going to roll my dough out into a 12 by 18 inch rectangle. And now I'm ready to add my filling. And just spread the filling evenly to the edges I'm gonna leave about 1/2 inch along the edges of the outside seam. And then starting at the long edge, I'm going to roll the dough right up. And then to cut the rolls, I'm going to use some unflavored floss. Just slide it underneath the rolls. Just like that. And today I'm going to portion this recipe into 12 rolls. And then place the rolls into a large casserole dish. And my savory rolls are all done. I'm going to let them stand at room temperature in a warm corner of my kitchen to proof for about an hour until they've doubled up in size. And when they're almost ready to go, I'm going to get my oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And these rolls have proofed up nicely. They're ready to go into the oven. They're going to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit from 25 to 30 minutes until they're nice and golden brown on top. And while my rolls are baking, I'm going to quickly put together the topping. So I have 1/2 cup of melted butter. I'm going to add to that 3 pressed garlic cloves and 2 to 3 tablespoons of parsley. And I'm just going to let this stand for a few minutes. I'll let that garlic infuse into the butter, and then we'll add this when the rolls come out. And these rolls are straight out of the oven. They smell so good. I'm just gonna brush them with that garlic and parsley butter that we made earlier. These bacon and cheddar rolls are all done, and they filled my house with the most incredible aroma. And that's one of the reasons I love to make yeast dough from scratch at home. The aroma alone is worth making this recipe. It just smells so good. If you want more information about Fleischmann's RapidRise yeast that I used in this video today, just head on down into that video description box and I'll leave a product link so you can learn more about it. Meanwhile, let's dig in and enjoy. And I just love that garlic butter on top. It looks so good. Wow, these savory rolls are packed with so much incredible flavor. And let's talk about that yeast dough. It's so light and fluffy, and I love how delicious it tastes along with that filling. Get like little bits of bacon and that melted cheddar cheese and that garlic butter. Oh, it is so good. It's the perfect complement to these rolls. I like to have a little bit on the side that you can use as a dipping sauce as well. If you guys enjoyed this video recipe and want to make it at home, just head on down into that video description box. I'm going to leave a link that'll take you over to my blog so you can print this off and share it with all your family and friends. Hope you guys have enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you next time.